What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Mr. Ellipsism calling from Brooklyn.
What's up, my brother?
Right.
Peace, Greg. Peace, Shamika.
Peace. All right. So what do you have to say about this? At
Well,
what
I know-
point is it acceptable?
I know where you got the story of the farting from, so let me answer that.
Yeah, it was from you. It was from you, yes.
I agree with both of y'all. First, yes, she's a nasty person. Second, I want to know that she's a nasty person so I know never to go out on another date with her ever again. So I agree with both of you. Yes, she needs to know that. I need to know that that's crazy.
Exactly.
And it's also nasty as hell. So I won't be going out on a date with her ever again. Because, what the reality is that we all have to go to the bathroom. I don't want to see you in a restaurant straining. That's a little bit too real for me.
Exactly.
You
could have got up and walked away.
Exactly. You got to have some class, man. And I think that for a lot of us, we think that real means just doing anything, no matter how inappropriate it is. That's not reality, number one.
Mm-hmm.
But what made me think, like, as you were talking in the beginning, and you were saying, like, what's real, and it reminded me, you remember, like, back in the 90s, there was a movie out with Jack Nicholson, and he said, you can't handle the truth, and that, like, struck a chord.
A Few Good Men, yes.
And everybody, and I looked it up, and I wanted to read it to you. It's real short. Can I do that?
Yes,
Yes, you can.
Please do.
He's speaking to the Tom Cruise character, and he says, son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's going to do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility that you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago. You curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. That Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives, and my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand your post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to. And I thought that was such a great speech because what it did was just underline the fact that most people, when they say they want the truth, don't really want the truth. It's like I compare relationships to like going to the movies. When you go to the movies, you want to make sure that you don't see cameras in the background. You don't want to see microphones hanging over the actors' heads. Even though we all know the movie is not real, we want to feel like it's real.
Right.
We don't ever want to be reminded that it's actually a movie and that these are actors and there's a crew in the background because it spoils the fantasy. And I think that's how people view relationships. They don't want the real person because the real person, Neo, was actually Keanu Reeves. You don't want to know that. What you want is you want Keanu to play a fantastic part so you can be entertained.
Mm-hmm.
And I really believe that for the majority of people, that's what they want. They don't want anybody to really tell them the real truth about who they are and things like that. What they want you to do is entertain them as best as you can, and they don't want to see any cameras.
Mm-hmm. So now the question is, do you think that's acceptable?
It's acceptable for the person, unless, of course, you break the fantasy. Like, take, for instance, when women say, I like people to be real with me, but you ain't even got real hair. Let's keep it real. You can't even let me see the real texture of your hair. I can't see your real skin tone. I can't see your real eyelashes. Everything about you is fake, but you want reality in your life. Come on. It's all, like what we want is we want well-tuned most part. There are a few exceptions. Like there are a small minority of people who want reality so that way they know how to roll. You know what I'm saying? Like what Greg was talking about. If you got somebody who's going to be farting and stuff at the table, yeah, I want to know that. I don't want your representative to come and try to play a role that you really ain't good enough to play.
Right.
You know, so there's a small percentage that want that. But the vast majority of people, they want you to be a great actor. And if you're not a great actor, then they're going to be pissed off.
Right. But, I mean, do you yourself, do you want to know the real person? Do you want that honesty and that openness? And at what point do you want that to come?
I want to know the real person. I want to know everything about you because that way I'll know who I'm dealing with. Because remember, when the shine is off and you're not screwing each other 24/7 and moving the bed from one side of the room to the other, at some point in the relationship, it's going to get down to who that person is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, if you're just getting a jump off, you just want to tap something, then no, it's not really necessary for me to know everything about you. Mm-hmm. But if you're talking about relationship, where you're talking about longevity or something that's real, yeah, I want to know it all.
And at what point do you want them to start revealing themselves? Do you want it to start? Is it okay for her to give you that? Okay, I like doing this with you. I like doing that with you. And then you find out that it was all smoke and mirrors.
No, well, I don't want you to be fake. I mean, like take for instance, real to me is if I don't like something, then I'm not going to pretend that I do. That's fake.
Mm-hmm.
Real in that sense. But real to me doesn't mean I don't want to hear about, every damn thing about your last relationship and all this stuff on the first date. You know what I'm saying?
And that's not what we're saying. Go ahead, Greg.
No, I'm like he's right. You want them to be real. You want them to see who they are. But again, like I was saying, it's the foundation. Who are they? All the other stuff you're right should come in time. I don't want to know all your business and how you got in trouble and all that. No. Just tell me who are you?
Right.
So I can decide if I want to deal with you.
Right, because some of it is not going to be appropriate. Like, if you're having dinner and y'all just met each other, what does that have to do with your ex and what you was going through? I mean, unless he asked the question, that's a different story.
But just
even if he asks the question, there's a limit to how much you should tell. You shouldn't be giving a play-by-play of what went down until you're sitting there hysterical in tears.
No, you should ask. You should answer what was asked.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And leave it just like that.
Leave it like that. Unless there's something that person really, really needs to know. Like if he's sitting there thinking that you're a woman and you're actually a man, I think he needs to know that.
He needs to know that right then, not later on. Like I'm not going to tell him now. He find out later. No, tell me that now. Before that first
like
kiss.
That.
Shouldn't that be something that was told when the date was made? Like, I mean, I don't even think that should be
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. There's certain things that you need to know
at the beginning.
Right.
In the beginning.
But it's a balance. You have to, in reality, like I said, it's just being true to who you are. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to fart at the table. Farting at the dinner. How does that prove who you are? It was what I want to know.
Well, that was somebody that you had. I mean, hey,
no, I never went.
No, I know. That was somebody that you were following on Twitter.
Yeah, and I dropped them right after that. Because I'm like, any woman that feels that that's acceptable behavior is not the woman that I want even be around.
Now, there are some guys that would accept it, but not me.
No way. Get your ass up and go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
You can light up the bathroom. At least I don't have to be there.
You're going to sit there and just let it out, and then look around like, oh, nah, come on now. Hey, but they're out there. They're out, as you see, they're out there. But I want them, but it's like they got to be real. I mean, that's a little bit too much, but that's good for me. But I want somebody to just be who you say you are from the beginning to the end. Don't change that about you.
Right.